See the game more clearly with high-definition spectacle lenses from Norville Opticians.
Well, David, it's 4.5 months since you had that playoff final against Bordeaux. Does it feel as if you're now ready to get going again, properly?
We've been ready to get going for a few weeks now. We obviously had plans in place for a long pre-season, just the unique nature of the pre-season with the Rugby World Cup. So we knew what it was going to entail, but it's been long, it's been good, we've got a lot of hard work done, but players, staff, everybody's ready now to get into competitive rugby and really excited about the weekend.
I think you've got 7 new players, a couple of whom you haven't seen yet. Jeremy Thrush isn't here, Marshall's was having a minor injury dealt with. Is that enough to make a difference without disrupting things too much?
If you look at all the good squads, squad stability, squad consistency is such a big factor in being able to deliver, adding to the coaching year on year. So yeah, we've brought 7 new players in, but don't forget Nick Wood, Mariano Galazza, Ben Morgan, Henry Trinder, Rob Cook, all out for significant periods of last season. So when you add the new players coming in, injured players coming back, it'll give our squad a lot more depth. But and the other thing, when we talk about depth, because of those injuries last year, we were forced almost to give a lot of our young players some game time. They will have benefited from that, and I believe we'll see the benefit from that immediately this year.
Still to have Greg Laidlaw either, of course, because he's away with Scotland. I remember after the 2003 World Cup, Woodman and Vickery played almost immediately when they came back after England won. Is that a player-by-player call as you get the players back?
Of course it is. Some players will have played a lot of rugby. Ben Morgan, for example, hasn't really played many games since last Christmas. So every player who comes back, it'll be a sit down with them, have a chat about where they are, not just physically but mentally. But those players who've been involved in the World Cup will get breaks throughout the course of the season, because it's impossible to sustain what they've done in terms of preparation for the World Cup, and then also running into what's going to be 28 games consecutively now. That's too much to ask anybody, and history has shown, whether it's Lions, whether it's Rugby World Cup, the players who come back from that have to be managed very carefully to ensure that they're getting top performances.
It's got a 4G pitch at Hartbury that you can use to train on, so in a sense their 4G pitch shouldn't hold any fears for you, should it? I mean, also you played on it last year as well, so you've been around that loop once.
It doesn't hold any fears for our players at all. As you said, we train on that surface regularly. What generally happens on a 4G pitch is the game is faster. That suits the way we want to play, that suits the players that we have. So we're looking forward to being up there, starting the season on a good surface and starting the game with some pace.
And with 2 home games to follow, to start the season with a victory, you might have a chance to put a real base down with games here against Saracens and Worcester afterwards.
I think, as you asked in maybe one of your previous questions, our focus has been totally on how we're going to win this weekend, how we prepare for this weekend, make sure we go into Newcastle. We can't worry about the games ahead. We went into last year's game, first game of the season, and ended up in the back end of a 50-point drubbing. That won't happen this year. But this weekend, this preparation, this last 2-3 weeks have been all about getting ourselves best prepared for Newcastle.